Ancient civilizations embedded within human anatomy, a secret doorway that requires no elaborate rituals, expensive courses, or years of disciplined practice. This gateway exists at the occipital ridge where skull meets spine, a location you've unconsciously contacted countless times while adjusting your posture or rubbing away tension. The spot holds electromagnetic significance beyond its physical properties, functioning as a neurological junction where multiple energy systems converge. Traditional Chinese practitioners identified this location as Feng Fu, translating to Palace of Wind, recognizing its connection to breath regulation and consciousness expansion. Egyptian mystery schools called it the Eye of the Nape, understanding its role in awakening dormant perceptual abilities. Tantric traditions map it as the bridge between Vishuddha chakra and Bindu, the primordial point containing divine remembrance. These diverse cultures independently discovered what modern spiritual seekers overlook while pursuing complex methodologies and technological shortcuts. 3 distinct energy pathways intersect at this cranial base. The central channel, known as Sushumna in yogic anatomy, runs directly through the spinal column and serves as the primary conduit for Kundalini energy. The autonomic nervous system's regulatory center sits adjacent, governing breath patterns, heart rhythms, and states of awareness. The human biofield, that electromagnetic envelope surrounding your physical form, emanates strongly from this region. Activating this convergence point creates cascading effects throughout your entire energetic architecture. The technique itself demands nothing beyond conscious touch and intentional breathing. Place 2 fingertips on the hollow at your skull's base, apply gentle pressure without forcing, and maintain awareness on the sensation. Some practitioners experience immediate warmth, others notice subtle tingling, while certain individuals report visual phenomena or unexpected emotional releases. The key lies not in forcing specific outcomes but in allowing whatever arises to unfold naturally. Kundalini energy, often misunderstood as dangerous or requiring extensive preparation, responds to this simple activation like water flowing through a newly cleared channel. As this serpentine force ascends through Sushumna, each chakra becomes accessible not as an abstract concept but as a lived, visceral experience. The traditional model of chakra work reverses when you understand this foundational trigger point. Muladhara, the root chakra positioned at your spine's base, governs survival instincts and foundational security. When Kundalini flows upward from the occipital activation, this energy center grounds you through connection rather than defensiveness. You feel supported by existence itself rather than constantly guarding against perceived threats. Your relationship with material security shifts from scarcity-based fear to abundance-based trust. Svadhisthana, the sacral chakra residing in your pelvic region, transforms as this ascending energy reaches your creative and reproductive centers. Emotions become fluid rather than stuck, desires emerge as sacred impulses rather than shameful urges, and your capacity for pleasure expands beyond mere physical gratification into spiritual communion. The creative force flowing through this center connects you to the universe's generative power. Manipura, the solar plexus chakra, ignites as Kundalini energy rises into your abdominal region. Personal power ceases being about control over external circumstances and becomes about sovereign alignment with your authentic nature. Decision-making flows from inner knowing rather than external validation. Your will aligns with universal will, eliminating the exhausting struggle between personal desires and cosmic flow. Anahata, the heart chakra, opens not as emotional vulnerability but as spiritual strength. Love transforms from neediness into fullness, from seeking completion through others into recognizing your inherent wholeness. Compassion arises naturally when you experience all beings as expressions of the same consciousness wearing different forms. The heart becomes a gateway rather than a fortress. Vishuddha, the throat chakra, activates as Kundalini energy reaches your neck region. Truth-speaking becomes effortless because you no longer carry false identities requiring protection through deception. Your voice resonates with authentic frequency, cutting through pretense and reaching others at their deepest levels. Communication becomes transmission rather than mere information exchange. Ajna, the third eye chakra, illuminates as energy reaches the space between your eyebrows. Perception shifts from analyzing surface appearances to recognizing underlying patterns, connections, and meanings. Intuition sharpens into reliable guidance system. Reality reveals its symbolic nature, and synchronicities multiply as your awareness attunes to subtle communications from existence. Sahasrara, the crown chakra, flowers as Kundalini energy completes its journey to your skull's apex. The boundary between self and cosmos dissolves not as loss of identity but as expansion into your true nature. You recognize yourself as consciousness temporarily focused through human form rather than a separate being struggling for connection. Unity becomes lived experience rather than philosophical concept. This awakening process unfolds differently for each practitioner. Some experience dramatic openings accompanied by visions, energy surges, or emotional catharsis. Others notice subtle shifts in perception, improved intuition, or deeper peace. Certain individuals report enhanced creativity, clearer decision-making, or spontaneous healing of physical ailments. The activation honors your unique constitution and spiritual readiness. Regular practice with this occipital trigger point develops energetic sensitivity and deepens chakra integration. Morning activation before opening your eyes aligns your energy field with daily activities. Midday touching during stressful moments recenters your awareness in your authentic power. Premeditation activation enhances focus and opens receptive states. Evening practice before sleep facilitates healing dreams and subconscious integration. The point serves as spiritual reset button during emotional turbulence. Anxiety, sadness, anger, and overwhelm respond to gentle activation as blocked energy begins flowing again. Rather than suppressing difficult emotions or getting lost in their intensity, you learn to work with their energy constructively. This transforms emotional storms from destructive forces into cleansing opportunities. Physical symptoms may accompany the awakening process as energy begins moving through previously blocked channels. Temporary headaches, neck tension, or sleep disruption can occur as your nervous system adjusts to increased energy flow. These phenomena typically resolve quickly as your system adapts. Staying hydrated, getting adequate rest, and maintaining gentle physical movement support the integration process. Understanding this activation within broader spiritual development prevents both spiritual bypassing and unnecessary complications. The technique serves as foundation rather than complete practice. Regular meditation, ethical behavior, service to others, and continuous learning remain essential elements of genuine spiritual growth. The occipital activation simply provides energetic foundation supporting these traditional practices. Different spiritual traditions offer complementary perspectives on this same fundamental principle. Taoist practices recognize Du Mai and Ren Mai meridians converging near this location. Kabbalistic teachings map the pathway of ascending consciousness through the tree of life. Christian mystical traditions describe the awakening of divine spark within human form. Indigenous shamanic practices worldwide utilize similar cranial pressure points for consciousness alteration. These parallel discoveries confirm the universal nature of this energetic gateway. Contemporary neuroscience provides additional context for understanding these traditional teachings. The occipital region houses the visual cortex, the brainstem controls autonomic functions, and the cervical spine carries nerve pathways connecting brain and body. Gentle pressure on specific points can indeed influence neural activity, hormone production, and consciousness states. Scientific validation supports rather than contradicts traditional wisdom about these practices. The electromagnetic field surrounding human beings, measurable through various instruments, does respond to focused attention and physical touch. Studies on therapeutic touch, Reiki, and similar modalities demonstrate measurable changes in biofield parameters following energetic interventions. While scientific understanding of these phenomena remains incomplete, empirical evidence supports the reality of subtle energy interactions. Developing sensitivity to your own energy field becomes natural through consistent practice with the occipital activation. You begin noticing how different thoughts, emotions, environments, and relationships affect your energetic state. This awareness enables conscious choices supporting your highest well-being rather than unconscious reactions depleting your vital force. Energy management becomes practical life skill rather than esoteric concept. The relationship between physical health and energetic vitality becomes apparent as blocked chakras release their held tensions. Chronic pain, digestive issues, reproductive difficulties, heart problems, throat ailments, headaches, and immune dysfunction often correlate with specific chakra imbalances. While this activation doesn't replace appropriate medical care, it provides valuable support for overall wellness by addressing energetic components of physical symptoms. Mental clarity and emotional stability improve as energy begins flowing smoothly through your chakra system. Decision-making becomes clearer when your solar plexus operates optimally. Relationships improve when your heart chakra opens authentically. Creative projects flourish when your sacral chakra flows freely. Communication becomes more effective when your throat chakra vibrates truthfully. These practical benefits demonstrate the relevance of chakra work beyond purely spiritual considerations. Sleep quality often improves dramatically as practitioners develop facility with occipital activation. Evening practice calms the nervous system, releases accumulated tensions, and prepares consciousness for restorative rest. Many report increased dream recall, more meaningful dream content, and spontaneous lucid dreaming experiences. The practice seems to facilitate communication between conscious and subconscious mind during sleep states. Meditation practice deepens significantly when preceded by occipital activation. The preliminary energy work settles mental fluctuations and opens receptive awareness, allowing deeper states of consciousness to emerge naturally. Advanced practitioners report accessing profound stillness, expanded awareness, and direct knowing through this simple preliminary technique. The activation serves as bridge between ordinary consciousness and meditative absorption. Creative endeavors receive powerful support from regular chakra activation through this foundational technique. Artists, writers, musicians, and other creative professionals report enhanced inspiration, improved flow states, and breakthrough insights following consistent practice. The technique appears to remove energetic blocks, preventing creative expression while connecting practitioners to universal creative source. Relationships transform as practitioners develop authentic self-expression and emotional clarity through sustained chakra work. Codependent patterns dissolve as root chakra grounding eliminates security seeking through others. Sexual relationships improve as sacral chakra healing releases shame and enhances intimacy. Communication becomes more honest and effective as throat chakra opens. Compassion deepens as heart chakra expands beyond personal boundaries. Professional life often improves as practitioners develop clearer boundaries, enhanced intuition, and stronger sense of purpose through this energetic work. Career decisions align more closely with authentic calling rather than external expectations. Leadership abilities strengthen as personal power integrates with service orientation. Work relationships become more harmonious as emotional reactivity decreases and authentic communication increases. The practice adapts easily to various lifestyles and belief systems without requiring adherence to specific religious or philosophical frameworks. Secular practitioners can approach the technique as nervous system regulation and stress management. Religious individuals can integrate the practice within their existing prayer or devotional activities. The universality of human anatomy makes this activation accessible regardless of cultural background or spiritual orientation. Developing your own relationship with this energetic gateway requires patience, consistency, and willingness to trust your direct experience over external authorities. Your unique constitution will respond differently than others, and your awakening process will unfold according to your individual needs and readiness. Regular practice builds familiarity with your energy system and develops confidence in your ability to work with these subtle forces. Teaching others about this technique becomes natural as your own experience deepens and stabilizes. Sharing occurs through demonstration rather than preaching, through embodied presence rather than intellectual explanation. Others sense the changes in your energy field and naturally become curious about the source of your increased vitality, clarity, and peace. This organic sharing honors both your growth and others' readiness to receive. The simplicity of this approach challenges contemporary assumptions about spiritual development requiring complex methodologies, expensive training programs, or rare initiations. While structured learning and qualified guidance certainly have value, the most profound spiritual technologies often prove remarkably accessible to sincere practitioners. Your body contains wisdom developed through millions of years of evolution and refined through countless generations of spiritual explorers. Understanding chakras as living gateways rather than abstract symbols transforms your relationship with your physical form from burden to be transcended into sacred temple to be honored. Each energy center holds specific gifts waiting to be claimed through conscious activation and integration. Your body becomes ally in spiritual development rather than obstacle to overcome. Kundalini energy reveals itself as natural birthright rather than dangerous force requiring extensive preparation or expert supervision. While respect and gradual development remain important, the serpentine power responds to sincere intention and loving attention rather than complex techniques or forceful practices. Trust in your innate wisdom guides the awakening process more reliably than external formulas or rigid disciplines. The occipital activation serves as master key, unlocking your complete energetic potential through direct experience rather than intellectual understanding. Each touch with conscious intention opens another layer of remembrance about your true nature and cosmic connection. This ancient wisdom embedded in human anatomy awaits your recognition and activation, ready to transform your entire approach to spiritual development and daily living.